The New South Wales Independent Commission Against Corruption has become an occasional kangaroo court smearing the reputations of innocent people who then have no recourse to justice. The design of these pseudo-judicial bodies is important for precisely this reason. Amanda, what precautions are being made to ensure this federal corruption watchdog is as judicious and fair as possible?
Well, the fact is, we don't know what Labor's proposing to do here. They went to an election without a clear proposal. They had 7 motherhood statements. They called it their 7 principles for design. But they haven't told us anything about what those motherhood statements mean, and they haven't presented a bill. They've promised to do so by the end of the year, but in circumstances where the coalition's bill was the subject of consultation that spanned several years, not because of delay, but because of the complexity involved in getting the design of something like this right to make sure it doesn't become an instrument of tyranny. The idea that they will present a bill and ram it through before the end of the year means it necessarily won't have the scrutiny and the consultation and the transparency that's needed to make sure that the mistakes of the New South Wales Independent Commission Against Corruption aren't repeated.
Well, speaking of transparency, during the election campaign, Anthony Albanese insinuated that his political opponents had something to hide from a corruption watchdog. Amanda, what guarantee do we have that this body will be apolitical or impartial in the allegations and people it pursues?
Look, at this point in time, we don't have any assurance that the body will have that kind of integrity. The only suggestion that's been made on this front from Mr Dreyfus, the Attorney General for Labor, is that there will be a committee of Parliament that will have some oversight on who is appointed to run the thing. But we don't know the nuts and bolts of whether that's going to be mere consultation, whether it's going to be a joint decision about who gets appointed, or whether or not it's going to be something different altogether. We just don't know that. But in circumstances where, I know it's right, this is really quite troubling.
Yes.
And when we don't know the elements of the design that will try and ensure that a fair go can be received by whoever comes before it, no matter their politics, it could very well end up being an instrument of tyranny, no matter which shoe or which foot the shoe is on.